You kick, you knock, you lost to the war and win. Here we go, Steeler Nation. Get those terrible towels waving.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You here at the Steelmatic Network with G Honda. Here at the Steelmatic Network with G Honda, episode 12. Chargers and the Steelers. Chargers and the Steelers. Man, I appreciate y'all being here with me, man. Appreciate y'all being in here with me. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that cash app, Stillmatic001, Stillmatic001. Like, share, subscribe. Man, I thank y'all so much for being here with me today. I know yesterday we had some technical difficulties, we had some technical issues, but we are back here today, 24 hours before game day. Chargers come to Acrisure Stadium. I know you saw that earlier thumbnail post. Chargers versus the Steelers. Those Chargers, Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert in the Allegheny River. That's exactly what we plan to do. Leave them in the Allegheny River. But man, how y'all doing today? How y'all weekend going, man? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. How y'all weekend going thus far? Appreciate y'all being here, man. Appreciate y'all being here, man. How's everything? I know Willie Walker down there somewhere. I know Rose down there somewhere. How y'all doing today, man? How y'all doing today? Salute to y'all, man. Got some solid matchups this week. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Got some solid matchups this week, and we at the cusp of it. I'm gonna get into all the heavy topics with the national media talking about with Justin Fields, Najee Harris, and everything Pittsburgh Steelers. But I'm also gonna touch on the week 3 matchups. Oh yeah, because we got some solid matchups. Don't worry. We got some solid matchups, right? So and week three, this is gonna be a telltale the whole season. Telltale transition for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the telltale for everybody else, right? Like I said, we got some solid matchups. And I Thursday, I think started off good quite a bit. With that Thursday night matchup, with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers getting his first win as a Jet. So, oh yeah, we got some solid matchups this week, and we gonna go hard. And got those Chargers coming into Acrisure Stadium. It ain't no game. What the vibe is. The energy. You know what the temperature is. So, time to run them boys home. Absolutely, absolutely. Who we got in the chat today? Who we got here today? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I know Rose in there somewhere. I know Rose. I know Rose in the building. Rose, where you at, Rose? So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I ain't gonna keep y'all too long because I know y'all here for the weekend slot. Y'all got a whole lot to do. Y'all probably out with the family right now. Out shopping with the family. If you Walker, he probably out at the mall buying some hot socks, some knee socks for his knock knees. But it's no never mind. But I know weekend is a family time. So I'm gonna be brief. I'm gonna keep it about an hour, sub an hour, something like that, give or take. But I'm gonna go through these week 3 assessment matchups that we have. These week 3 matchups that we have. All right. So we got the Giants and the Browns. The Giants and the Browns, right? So the Giants going to Cleveland. The Giants gonna come to compete. The Giants gonna come to play. However, the Browns defense is definitely gonna be too much for them. Myles Garrett and company is definitely gonna be too much for them. Yeah, they're gonna be too much for them. Daniel Jacobs, it ain't. Mm-mm. One, you ain't the answer for New York. You ain't the answer for New York, bro. Sorry, and then that Cleveland defense is going to overwhelm you. It's going to cause you to stifle and cause you to force early takeaways. You're going to give them early takeaways, and then you're going to crumble, bro. So I have Browns winning 25-3. 25-3. Browns come in and smash the Giants 25-3 at home. Next, you have a potential game of the week. Potential game of the week. You got the Eagles coming to the NOLA, the 504, New Orleans, to take on the Saints. Eagles gonna come to ball. Jalen Hurts, they gonna come to ball. They gonna come to play. However, Derek Carr, Saints, Alvin Kamara, they're gonna be a bit too much for the Eagles. Yeah. They're going to be a bit much for the Eagles, and because Alvin Kamara, he's proven unstoppable force within these first 2 games, and Derek Carr, he's doing his thing now that he's got a new team. Now that he has a team, Let me put it like that. He has a squad, quality players, quality defense. Saints and the Eagles. Saints beat the Eagles 30-15. 30-15 in New Orleans. Saints get the week 3 win over the Eagles 30-13. Next, we got next matchup. We got the Houston Texans coming to Minnesota. Houston Texans coming to Minnesota. Houston Texans, CJ Stroud and company. They're looking to come in and get a win over the Minnesota Vikings. However, Minnesota Vikings have been playing well despite Justin Jefferson being injured. Sam Darnold, he's going to look to, do what he do. He's going to look to come in and compete and defeat and hold court. But CJ Stroud is going to overwhelm him with heavy passing. CJ Stroud definitely passes over 300 yards in this game. And the Texans beat the Vikings. The Texans beat the Vikings 21-10. 21-10. Texans, Texans beat the Vikings 21-10. Next matchup, we got the Denver Broncos coming into Tampa Bay to take on the Bucks. Denver Broncos coming into Tampa Bay to take on the Bucks. Broncos, are they coming off a loss? So how they going to be hungry for a win? They're going to be hungry for a win. So they're coming in to take on Baker Mayfield and the Bucks' heavy, strong defense. But Tampa Bay Bucks is going to run them out the stadium. They're going to run them out of Florida. So Buccaneers, they win 18-3. Buccaneers top the Broncos 18-3. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Next matchup. All right, appreciate it. Next matchup, we have the Packers and the Titans. The Packers and the Titans. So we got the Green Bay Packers coming to Tennessee to face the Titans. The Packers, they're gonna come to play. They're gonna come to play. They're gonna come to get that week 3 W. So the Titans, they definitely got a whole court. They definitely got a whole frame. So they're going to look to stifle the Green Bay Packers. So Green Bay Packers, they're coming off a W against the Colts. However, they come into Tennessee to do the same thing. They're going to get the W over the Titans 31-0. 31-0. They blew out the Titans in Tennessee 31-0. Next, we got the Bears against the Colts. Chicago Bears against the Indianapolis Colts. Caleb Williams and company, they come into Lucas Oil Field to take on Anthony Richards and the Colts. However, it's going to be a competitive game. It's going to be back and forth because you got 2 young quarterbacks looking for something to prove. So they are definitely going to be highly competitive. Potentially could be game of the week along with Saints in the Eagles game, right? Could be. So the Colts, I have the Colts taking control and winning this game, edging the Bears in Lucas Oil Stadium 18-15. 18-15. I'm sorry, 18-14. Excuse me. 18-14. Colts edge the Bears 18-14. Next matchup, we got the Miami Dolphins going into Seattle to face Geno Smith and the Seahawks. Seahawks and the Dolphins. All right. So Dolphins, they're going to talk about, so that's going to make them quite vulnerable. Yeah, it's going to make them quite vulnerable. Playing in a hostile Seattle stadium, the Dolphins are going to be quite vulnerable, right? So the Seahawks, are going to give them a heavy run. However, they do have Jalen Waddle, and Tariq Hill. They're going to be doing minimum because they have a minimum passer, right? So it's not like Tua's back there to throw them the ball, so they're going to be completely vulnerable at the QB position. Therefore, I have Seahawks edging the Dolphins 21-20. 21-20. Next, we got Panthers and Raiders. Panthers and Raiders in Las Vegas, right? So Panthers, they've been going through a whole bunch of dilemmas, benching Bryce Young, a whole QB dilemma. Andy Dalton starting. Andy Dalton's like 50 years old, but I'm joking, I'm kidding. Andy Dalton's he's a qualified veteran, and you know, Panthers they looking to get a win in Las Vegas. Most likely not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So you got the Raiders, Gardner Minshew and company looking to take on the Panthers. However, I have them beating the Panthers 14-0. They beat the Panthers 14-0. 425 slot matchup, 49ers versus the Rams. 49ers versus the Rams. So Matthew Stafford and the Rams, they host the 49ers, Brock Purdy and Kittle and Deebo Samuels. I believe it's going to be a highly competitive matchup. However, 49ers going to be too much for them. 49ers, they're coming off a loss in Minnesota. So they're definitely going to be hungry for a win. So they're definitely going to come in looking to stifle Matt Stafford early and score the ball early. And also I have 49ers winning over the Rams in LA 27-16. 27-16. 49ers over the Rams. Next, we got the Lions and Cardinals. The Lions and Cardinals in Arizona. Highly chess matchup. Jared Goff and Kyler Murray. However, Kyler Murray's at home, and whenever Kyler Murray's at home, he is solid. He's rock solid at home. So Kyler Murray, he's definitely going to pass over 200 yards, passing to Marvin Harrison Jr., and they're going to be too much for the Lions to stop at home. However, Lions, Amon St. Brown and Laporte, they're going to do their thing. The run game, they're going to do their just due. However, I have I have Cardinals edging the Lions. Cardinals edging the Lions. 31-28. 31-28 at home. Oh yeah. Next, we got the Ravens and the Cowboys. The Ravens and the Cowboys in Jerry World. Ravens and the Cowboys in Jerry World. Awesome. So the Ravens, they're 0-2. They're coming for a week 3 win. They're going to be hungry. They're going to be Lamar Jackson is furious right now because, I don't two-time MVP, but yet 0-2 on the season, right? I know I've been seeing the memes all week. However, it ain't looking too good for the Cowboys. They're coming off that blowout loss last week to New Orleans. 44-19. That's nothing to smirk at, snort at, or anything like that. So, but the good thing about it, they're going to be at home. They'll have a lot of energy on that last outing. Didn't look too well, but they're going to look to rebound from that. And what better way than to rebound that from stepping on the Baltimore Ravens, right? Stepping on some dead birds, right? Yeah. So Dak Prescott definitely going to come out with something to prove. CeeDee Lamb, he's definitely going to come out hungry and looking to dominate that secondary. And I have Dallas beating the Ravens. Dallas beating the Ravens. 23-14. Dallas beats the Ravens. 23-14. Next matchup, we got the Kansas City Chiefs and Atlanta Falcons. Kansas City Chiefs and Atlanta Falcons. Home of the KC Masterpiece Barbecue against the Lemon Pepper Wings. Yes, sir. So Pat Mahomes and company going to come to take on Kirk Cousins and the Falcons. And, of course, Pat Mahomes, he's going to do his thing. He's going to pass over 300 yards against a stingy defense over the Falcons. Kirk Cousins is going to do his thing here and there. Bijan Robinson is going to rush over 200 plus. This is going to be a nail-biting game. It's definitely going to come down to a wire. Definitely going to be high level, high scoring. So I have the Chiefs edging the Falcons in ATL. Chiefs edging the Falcons in ATL. 33-31. 33-31. Next matchup, we have a doubleheader Monday night matchup. You got the First game is gonna of Monday night matchup is gonna be Jags and Bills. Jags and Bills in New York, Orchard Park. Jags is gonna look in to come in and stifle the Bills and Josh Allen. So Trevor Lawrence versus Trevor Lawrence versus Josh Allen. Josh Allen. So Jags gonna come in to look in. They're going to come to look to step on the Bills in New York. Bills won't have it. Bills going to be highly competitive. Bills going to come to play. The Bills been playing decent lately. So I have the Bills beating the Jaguars in New York. The Bills beating the Jaguars 18-9. 18-9. Bills beat the Jaguars in week 3. The second matchup of the week 3 Monday night header, the Washington Commanders against the Cincinnati Bengals. Washington Commanders against the Cincinnati Bengals. Jalen, 2 LSU legends. Shout out LSU, Louisiana forever. 2 LSU legends, 2 LSU Heisman Trophy winners, 2 LSU national. Well, excuse me. 2 LSU Heisman Trophy winners. Let's get it right, Greg. Let's get it right. All right. So week 3 matchup in Cincinnati. Jalen Daniels, he's definitely going to come to play. He's definitely going to come to compete against Joe Burrow. This is going to be a hot matchup. I'm going to be tuning in. Really don't want to, but we'll be tuning in. And the jungle in Cincinnati. So it's definitely going to be a hard-fought, edgy game. But I have the Bengals edging the Commanders in Cincinnati. The Bengals edging the Cincinnati and the Bengals edging the Commanders in Cincinnati. 15-10. 15-10. And I want to get into something relating to Justin Fields. I know the national media, before I get into the assessment of the Chargers and the Steelers, I'm going to save that for later. Save the best for last, right? Icing on the cake. So I want to get into something regarding Justin Fields and the national media that they've been. I know everybody hyping up Justin Fields, saying that this and that in the fifth, and give him all this, if you want to call it validation of such, whatever you want to call it, right? Teach his own. I mean, and my thing personally, for me personally, as a Steelers fan, he's done a decent job thus far. Nothing to write home about. Definitely nothing to write home about. However, you giving the media saying everything they want to say. Everything they want to say. They could beat Steelers could beat any team in the league right now. Justin Fields is the perfect fit, and yada yada yada. Whoop de whoop de whoop. I may have been born that night, not last night. Come on now. He ain't Big Ben. He ain't Cordell. Well, we know what time it is, right? But it's all about that developing process, and he may have not have had that developing process in Chicago, right? So where he was called to play immediately. So, well, he was called to play immediately, but he didn't get to get any experience to sit and see the game speed from another's point of view, and was just called to be an immediate impact with an organization that's quite fragile, if I might say. That's just my personal opinion. It's Chicago Bears organization has always been one of those organizations that really never develop personnel like that. In my opinion, it's just one of those things. Just one of those things. And Justin Fields, he's definitely no superstar. He's definitely not no dominant player. He's been doing a decent job for these past 2 weeks. Hats off to him. Hats off to Hugh Justin Fields. You've been doing a decent job, and I look forward to you doing a better job, as the offense is indeed a work in progress, the offensive line. The receiving core, it's gonna come sporadically. It's definitely gonna come sporadically. But no singular focused on Justin Fields play, national media saying what they say, and that's gonna be water's gonna be wet, right? So make no mistake, he's a work in progress. He is developing. He coming from an organization that put no development in him whatsoever. In the little time that they had, nothing was built around them. Nothing was built around him. One man show, if you will, kind of, if you would say, kind of parallel to what Cam Newton was in his early years in Carolina, right? However, I must say, with the aid and help of Arthur Smith, Tomlin, they are creating packages for him and creating sets for him that he's able to, make those great passes and make those leaps and bounds and those adjustments and grow and develop into the quarterback. I believe he's only about 24, 25. So you still have room to grow. You still have room to grow and to progress. And I may mention to one of the last shows that a lot of the quarterbacks that come out and play immediately but don't necessarily sit and see the game speed. So they really don't have that mental edge, um, that mental capacity edge that others have that see the game speed, that see the progressions, that sees the defenses, and knows kind of how to attack. So you can say, media can say whatever they want to say. Justin Fields is not a star. He's convenient. He's doing exactly what we need him to do. He's doing a decent job. But the all the hype messages and the cheerleading need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. I mean, I know what y'all trying to do. Stop. Just stop. Just stop. Because truthfully, what it is hate, right? It really is hate. It's borderline hate is what it is. Because one, you really don't want to see this man succeed. You don't want to see this man succeed. You don't want to see him win, but he's gonna progress because progress must progress. The standard is the standard. You see the message. You know what it is. So he's gonna do the work. He's gonna get better. He's gonna improve. When and if Russ is healthy, when and if Russ is healthy, I doubt he would ever get healthy though. I really would. And furthermore, reasoning why I think Justin Fields should scramble less and less because one, you got to let your offensive line have to do what the offensive line have to do, and one, we need you protecting your body, protecting your legs, protecting that 6'5" frame. I mean, you're not seven, you're not Big Ben. We know you can't make those drop those dimes like Big Ben, but we ain't asking you to do that. We're not asking you to do that. We're asking you to manage, make the necessary plays, make the necessary progressions, assist the run game, scramble when you have to, get rid of it when you have to. But make no mistake, the media is trying to blow you out of proportion. The media is trying to blow Justin Fields out of proportion to where trying to call him out something that he's not. And comments like the Steelers can beat anybody in the league, Justin Fields is the next best. I'm like, he did decent. He did decent. That's a lot coming from a Steelers fan. You see the 84. You know what it is. But I think the brother's solid to where he's not gonna let that get to him and let you flip him to make him think that trying to get him big headed, so to speak. But that's tactic of the media though. That's the media though, right? But all things said, and for Justin Fields' development and for him to be solid. and for his growth and which he will do. I believe Arthur Smith and Tomlin gonna get him right. They gonna get him right for sure. For sure, for sure. All right. So I'm gonna go over the injury report we have for this week. The injury report we have for this week, of course, we got Roman Wilson, rookie wide receiver, out with the ankle injury, out with the ankle injury. Been limited participant all week long, but may see action tomorrow. May see action tomorrow. Wilson has yet to play in his first game. However, he may see action tomorrow. He may see action tomorrow. Russell Wilson, quarterback, backup quarterback. Been out with an ankle injury, been limited participation. Justin Fields is indeed the starter. However, Russell Wilson is managing that ankle injury and seriously taking care of that ankle. TJ Watt, Larry Ogunjobi, and Cam Hayward and Najee Harris have been all limited participant and resting all week. They've been getting some much needed rest as they should. You know, your core players. You got to rest your core players. You got to rest your core players adequately, right? And Isaac Samalo, guard, he's been out with a pectoral issue. Did not practice majority of the week. Did not practice the majority of the week. Will be game time decision. And McCole Pruitt, tight end, he's been out with a knee issue. Did not practice majority of the week, and has been resting his knee. So also some key summaries for week 3 versus the Chargers. Some key summaries versus week 3 of the Chargers. I want to touch on the O-line. So the O-line has definitely indeed been seeing some leaps and improvements. I have to give a shout out to Ryan Frazier and Trufanu. Two rookies looking to come in and make an immediate impact on the strenuous offensive line that is still developing chemistry, that is still coming together. Well, with not only an offensive line, but also an offense that is coming together with all the woes that we have on offense and that we're little by little working through with the wide receiver group, with the O-line, with the whole nine. But I definitely want to give a shout out to those two. Looks like Trufanu may be out this week, and looks like Broderick Jones will be starting this week. But we will see game time decision, right? We will see game time decision. All right. And along with the O-line, Najee Harris in the run game. One thing that's going to deem essential on Sunday against the Chargers, Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, that pass rush is going to be something vicious. It's going to be something vicious, right? And so with that pass rush with Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, they're looking to get their early stops. They're going to look to get their stingy takeaways. But Najee Harris, who still has not got paid and got his extension, that's terrible. That's beyond terrible. And especially in this step up in competition where we direly need Najee Harris, he still ain't got paid. Najee Harris still hasn't gotten paid. And he's stepping up in competition to where he can possibly get injured. And he has no extension. Me personally, I got mixed emotions about this. I really do, because Najee, I've been following Najee ever since he was at Alabama, and his story and such. And I just think it's atrocious, to say the least, that this man ain't got paid. All this years, man, he has over 1,000+ yards rushing, and he hasn't got an extension. And you depending on Najee to be your workhorse, and you just paid Pat Freiermuth $50 million, and he had 4 catches last week. You just paid Freiermuth $50 million. over the next 5 years. And he had 4 catches last week. 4 catches. Regardless if you design plays for him or not, or if he missed out on his opportunity and coverage or whatnot. That's that. That's what it is. But you having wide receiver issues and woes. And he's not stepping up and he just got paid. But you're depending on Najee, the one that's going to be intricate in you, just as you won the past previous weeks, which he's going to play an important part in you controlling the time of possession, you moving the chains. That's the only way you're gonna beat the Chargers. Justin Fields ain't no damn Marino. He ain't Joe Montana. He ain't Big Ben. So if and trust and believe, Jalen Warren, he's decent right now. Cordell Patterson, he's decent right now. But let's be real. Najee Harris is called on numbers called to do the boatload of the work. Najee Harris is called on to do the boatload of the work. And with the gaps, with the gaps in the holes that the O-line is going to have to create for him, and like I said, the O-line is going to have to win at the line of scrimmage. The O-line is going to have to win at the line of scrimmage. You know, those still the ball. You know, ground them. It's not going to be a heavy, high-scoring game unless somehow, some way, the receiving core come to life. Because somebody got it. It's just George Pickens. I can imagine they're gonna create zone coverage to contain George Pickens. Oh, we already know. But he gonna get his numbers. We not worried about George Pickens. But it's the $50 million guy and the other receiving core that we looking at. Because I mean, you know, make it make sense, right? Make it make sense. Okay. You just paid the man $50 million. You knew prior to that you was going to give him his extension. And I'm just looking at I'm looking at tight ends from tight ends past. Antonio Gonzalez produced heavy when called upon. Gronkowski produced heavy when called upon. George Kittle produced heavy when called upon. Jimmy Graham produced heavy when called upon. I could keep going. FREIERMUTH, I could keep going. I ain't gonna bring up Heath Miller. I'm not gonna bring up Heath Miller. Everybody know who the 83 is. But who exactly is 88 for us? Who exactly is 88 for us? And is 88 gonna show up on Sunday and dominate? Is 88 gonna show up on Sunday and dominate? I mean, Najee gonna do what Najee always do. Najee gonna do what Najee always do. Najee gonna move the chains. Najee gonna win those downs. Because let's be real, Justin Fields, he ain't airing nothing out. He gonna make his plays here and there, but he ain't airing it out. He, like I said, he's not Joe Montana. He's not Dan Marino. He's not Steve Young. He's gonna elitely manage the game like he's been doing, taking care of the ball as he's been doing. Shout out to him. Shout out to Justin Fields. But Najee Harris, a guy that hasn't got paid, called to do a boatload of the work on this 4th-year deal. If I'm Najee Harris, I'm doing the damn bare minimum. I'm doing the bare minimum. And business is business. Trust and believe me, I want us to win Sunday. I want us to beat the Chargers. But this is laughable that this man ain't got paid. This man ain't got his extension, man. This is no, I take that back. It's not laughable. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to that man in a grave degree. And I hate it for him. I hate it for him. I hate it for him. But you know how they always treated running backs. You know, Lev went through the same thing. But you know, this is something I think is definitely going to be a problem. And the step up in competitions, I said that previously. I stand on it. But it's definitely going to be a problem. It's definitely going to be a problem. So, with that being said, so essentially in this week 3 matchup, of course, we know the O-line and the offense got to control that time of possession. They have to control that time of possession in a grave way because that Chargers defense is coming. That Chargers defense is coming. 2-0, 2 versus 2-0, somebody old got to go. Somebody old got to go. And we definitely have to move those chains between Jaylen Warren, Najee Harris, and Cordell Patterson. We have to move those chains. We have to do a great job in moving those chains and taking care of the football, moving those chains, winning those chunk downs, winning those possession downs. And we can't have, we red zone efficiency. We have to dominate red zone efficiency, man. It is. It's no excuse. It's no excuse not to be efficient in the red zone. No excuse for any NFL team, any professional to not be efficient in the red zone. However, with the weapons involved, we have to score the football in the red zone. We can't make Boswell beat numerous teams. We can't make Boswell beat numerous teams. We can't have Boswell coming in kicking 6, 8, 12 field goals and also putting the ball 6 to 8 times a game. We have to stop that. We have to stop that. Those things have to cease. Those things have to cease. Okay. Also on the defensive side. So TJ and company, TJ Highsmith Queen, the defensive side has to get early takeaways. They have to get early stops against Justin Herbert. This and that about Herbert being injured, having an injured ankle. Not buying it. So there must be early stops, early takeaways. We know TJ gonna do his thing. We know Highsmith gonna show up. We ain't worried about that. We ain't worried about that in the least bit. So but that secondary is gonna have to show up big. Secondary is gonna have to show up big, and because they have McConkey and Quentin Johnston, who's two of their best receivers, two quality receivers, and will indeed get their fair share of moving the chains and making first down plays and such. So that's going to be there. That's going to be a heavy challenge for Dante Jackson and JPJ and Corey Trice, and of course Beanie Bishop. He's going to be in the lineup as well. So yes, that secondary, they're going to have their hands full and getting their necessary stops. The pass rush at the line is going to have to contain J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins, a former Raven, who's a quality runner that can get chunk downs in the run game. So the O-line, the D-line is definitely going to have to close up those gaps and those holes. They're going to have to galvanize and create early stops. TJ Watt's going to get to Justin Herbert, no doubt about it. But we must we must indeed force early takeaways. We must force early takeaways, discourage and intimidate Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, he's going to come out ambitious. He's going to come out looking to gun. But I believe our defense contains him to a minimum. I believe our defense contains him to a minimum indeed. Okay. And like I said before, with the packages with the secondary, packages with our secondary, with Corey Trice and JPJ and Dante Jackson, stifling McConkey, two of their top receivers, McConkey and Quentin Johnston, creating them, closing them up in the slot, closing them up in the slant. So they're not able to move those chains. And so they're able to contain them best way possible. They're two shifty, speedy receivers. They're two quality receivers. So I know they're both going to get 5+, 10+ receptions realistically to cut because they are talented. They are indeed talented. However, we can indeed create splash plays off of them via fumble, interception with Minka, man in the secondary, and Dante Jackson. You know, he's going to be active, and we get some heavy hits on those guys early. So if defense can make some heavy plays, some heavy splash plays early, that puts us in good business in the head of schedule and in great company. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But definitely both sides of the football, we definitely want to be solid, right? Solid running the ball, solid chunk passes, and which brings me to the wide receiver play. Van Jefferson, Scotty Miller, also Pat Freiermuth. Pat Freiermuth, you're I look at the tight end position as an assistant to the wide receiving core. I mean, anytime you got guys like those solid guys, that's receivers, that's even Jimmy Graham, Mike Evans, you know, you just an extended wide receiver. You just an extended wideout. So you have to come up big, and plus you just got paid all that money, man. I mean, I'm just trying to see where, you know, if he's not being drawn and incorporated into the offense immediately, or because every other option, once the chains are moved, every other option should be you. Because if George is not stretching the defense and George is gonna beat you in the slant, he gonna beat you in the slot, he gonna beat you in the curl, straight out, whatever the case may be, right? It's not too many people that's keeping up with him, right? But why not? Why Patrick Freiermuth? Why Pat Freiermuth is not dominating? Talented guy, just got paid. Obviously, you know, money speaks for itself. But you need to be more involved, man. You need to be more involved, and you know, contribute more to making plays on offense, moving those chains, getting into that red zone efficiency, scoring the ball. Also, defense gonna do what defense do. They gonna make their plays, but we need to make plays early. We need to make plays early and get ahead of them early. We can't encourage Justin Herbert. We can't encourage him none in the least. J.K. Dobbins, we got to neutralize them boys early. Neutralize them early. And man, penalties. Whoosh. 19 penalties for 138 yards. Penalties are killing us, man. We giving away possession yardage, man. We giving away position and at the line and on defense as well. So definitely one thing we need to clean up: penalties realistically. Penalties been beating us, penalties been double working us, and we need to neutralize those penalties, guys. We really need to neutralize those penalties. And mandatory red zone efficiency. Got to score the football. Got to score the football. It makes no sense for us not to be scoring the football. We have to score the football. We have to get into the red zone. We can't make it to the 30. We can't make it to the 25 and kicking field goals. Chris Bosh is 8 for 8, 9 for 9, 10 for 10. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. We got to score the football, whether it's, whether it's running or passing. Arthur Smith, man, this is on you, man. This is on you. This is on you and Tomlin. Because y'all got to get this right, man. We've been suffering from this for the past couple of years. We've been suffering from this for the past couple of years. We got to score the football. Now we have to score that football. Put that football in the end zone. By any means, put the football in the end zone. But yeah, tomorrow it's going to be a heavy set matchup at 1 p.m. Chargers coming into Action Stadium. As you saw in the thumbnail, I got them Chargers in the Allegheny. Because that's where we're going to have to leave them, in the Allegheny. They're going to have to float or swim their way back to L.A. They're going to have to float or swim their way back to L.A. Whether the Allegheny takes them there or not, that's on them. That's their business. That's their business coming into the Steel City, looking for a dub, and not going to happen. So, but now it's going to be a competitive matchup nonetheless. Justin Herbert, J.K. Dobbins, and company, they going to come to play. It's going to be a nail-biting game. It's going to be a tough one. It ain't going to be no blowout. It ain't going to be no high-scoring affair. But it's going to be highly competitive nonetheless. Highly competitive nonetheless. But I think T.J. Watt and Highsmith's going to – sorry about that. I think T.J. Watt and Highsmith are going to definitely be the heavy difference makers in this matchup, and they're definitely going to come to dominate and come to take over. And I have the Steelers winning 16-9. Steelers beat the Chargers 16-9. But man, I appreciate y'all being in here with me, man, today. I know yesterday we had technical difficulties and things was messing up yesterday, and that's why I went live today, giving my assessments on the games on the week 3 matchup. And man, y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, hit that Cash App, Steelmatic 001, Steelmatic 001. Man, I appreciate y'all for being here today, Steelmatic family. I appreciate y'all for being here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for sharing the other lives I've been streaming throughout the daily, and also with the shorts as well. Man, I appreciate y'all greatly. So, man, this don't happen without y'all support. This does not happen without y'all support, man. I appreciate y'all greatly. So, and also, let me know who y'all rooting for this week. Who y'all teams y'all pulling for this week. Rob Pink, I know Rob Pink got the Broncos winning. I don't know about that one, Rob. That's gonna be walking a tightrope, bro. Really though. And I know everybody else got some 49ers, some Eagles fans, no Cowboys fans, thank God. And no, I'm kidding. It's Steel's channel, but I like to ingratiate, with all the teams here, man, and definitely, man, show my appreciation, man, for y'all, man. Because like I said, this don't happen without y'all. But man, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, share the content, man. Hit that Cash App, Steelmatic 001, Steelmatic 001, and share the videos. I got a couple more lives going. Got a couple more lives going today. Got one going on at 3 p.m. Also, one going at 6 p.m. And make sure y'all check those out. Hit the like, share, subscribe on that content as well. And man, I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all hit the community tab and hit that notification, because I definitely got some more things and ideas up the pike for the network, for the channel. But man, like I said, I appreciate y'all. I am G Honda. I appreciate y'all being here at the Steelmatic Network. Thank y'all so much. Tune in live with me till next time on Monday. Monday, we go live at 4 p.m. Hit your likes and notifications. And I'll see you guys Monday at 4 p.m. Appreciate y'all for being with me. Y'all have a great weekend.
answer on the touchback. Stick into the end zone, a touchback. Stick into the end zone, a touchback.